The woodpecker was calmly looking for larvae in the bark when a huge snake attacked him from a hollow. Only the reptile's head is like half the bird. But the snake messed with the wrong one. The woodpecker was not only not afraid, but also began to peck at the enemy with his beak. And now we will show you other cases when birds demonstrated unexpected fighting qualities and courage. Many birds build nests in trees, but there are species that settle on the ground. If you think that this is stupid and the birds are defenseless there, then now you will understand your mistake. These birds can explain to anyone that they keep this area right here, and they do not need uninvited guests. Small, not the strongest, and not armed with some impressive claws of birds are plovers. They are one of the most aggressive birds when it comes to protecting their nests. They can afford to build nests on the ground simply because they protect the laying from anyone. Did the heron not realize that she got too close to the eggs? No problem. A few painful blows, and the larger bird flies away in shock. Was some sort of lizard too close and able to threaten the nest? Well, now she will regret it that she was born at all. A snake, or a daytime bird of prey like a falcon, everyone will receive their portion of blows. They don't know who they're messing with when they get too close to the plover's nest. The secret of the plover's success is teamwork. Both parents swoop in on any alien from different sides, stun with pressure, and peck again and again until the nest is safe. They are not capable of causing serious damage to a large enemy, but since the birds attack even before their nest is found, the victim of the attack simply does not understand what is happening and runs away as soon as possible, just so that these scumbags stop attacking. For the sake of protecting the eggs, plovers can attack an animal 10 times larger than themselves. It is known that crows are the smartest birds. But this individual clearly uses its intelligence for more selfish purposes than its fellow birds. When the lens caught a unique case of a crow using a huge eagle as a taxi, it was difficult for many people to believe in such impudence of a black feathered one. But it turned out to be true. The daytime predator is also in shock. He did not expect that he would be giving a ride to a bird that, under other circumstances, could have become his prey. But whether the crow is doing this well with communication, or the eagle is in a hurry somewhere and doesn't want to waste time on disassembly with a more maneuverable and cheeky feathered friend, the result is known. For quite a long time, the crow really flew astride the eagle. However, perhaps the eagle just does not want to get involved with this feathered friend. After all, the crows know a lot about mutual assistance. Who knows how many friends this cheeky little bird has? Even a huge eagle will not allow himself to get involved with a whole flock of crows. He could be stronger than his opponent several times more, but against one enemy, the enemy can put up a dozen. In such an aerial battle, the eagle cannot resist. Constant attacks from different sides will weaken it and force it to retreat. And this is at best. For the sake of protecting their own kind, many crows simply just despise danger. I agree. Such courage is worthy of your like, isn't it? And crows are also very good at assessing the strength of the enemy and know when courage can be more effective than physical strength. Just look at this frightening scene right here. The raven simply suppresses the owl and intimidates the nocturnal predator. The owl just didn't know that this roof already belongs to some sort of black gangster, but apparently they will clearly explain to her what's what. The crow is slowly advancing and seems to be deliberately playing on the emotions of the frightened owl. It's croaking, spreading its wings, moving slowly and deliberately straightforwardly to make the maximum impression on its enemy. At the same time, the smart black bird avoids a real fight. It's strong enough to defeat the owl, but can get accidentally wounded by the sharp claws of its opponent. So instead of violence, the crow uses intimidation. And something tells me that the owl will never come back to this ledge ever again. The slender-legged and elegant heron is often underestimated. It walks impressively along the shore of the reservoir, does not make any sudden movements, looks harmless, but this is all a front. In front of you is a formidable predator. Its neighbors obviously regretted contacting him. The heron attacks with lightning speed and grabs someone else's chicken before its parents have time to do anything about it. Honestly, it seems that their beak is suitable only for catching small fish, but this rabbit thought the same thing and made a fatal mistake when it got too close to the heron. The bird struck a crushing blow right in the throat of the big-eared animal. The heron's beak worked like a sword, and the small fluffy paws did not touch this hunter at all. The toucan is one of the most famous tropical birds. Thanks to their unusual appearance and to the combination of noble black plumage with the bright color of a huge beak, they have gained a reputation as cute little birds that symbolize the diversity of the animal world in the jungle. But wildlife lovers did not know who they were messing with. When the way of life of toucans began to be studied, people were shocked just by how brutal the hunter turned out to be. The toucan uses its large beak, which is only slightly inferior in length to the entire body of the bird, as a crushing weapon. At the same time, a sword, a hammer, and pincers. And this parrot underestimates the toucan, apparently watching a tropical relative of the woodpecker eat some sort of fruit. The parrot let him get too close, and he paid for it. One powerful blow, and another feathered symbol of the tropics becomes a victim of the toucan. And these birds actually ruin other people's nests and attack their chicks. Moreover, the toucan is not limited to other feathered ones. They really eat plant food, but they also like meat, and they will never refuse to attack other mammals. This bat became a snack for the aggressive toucan, which dealt with the victim with a few neat blows with the sharp tip of its beak. Cats are dangerous predators for birds that catch urban birds even on the fly. But this cat didn't know who she was messing with when she decided to sneak up on the owl. The feathered predator did not retreat. Instead, the owl instantly spread its wings and made its feathers on its head, back and tail stand on end. The cat is in shock. The bird that she could try to overcome has suddenly increased 3 times. This tactic is a typical defense technique of owls and some other birds. Maybe it looks more funny than threatening to the human eye, but it worked on the cat. It had to abandon its aggressive intentions. Once the snake noticed the 2 birds, it prepared to attack. After all, these are not eagles. What are they capable of? But it turned out that this kind of cuckoo is not the kind of birds that should be messed with. They do not care about reptile venom at all. They didn't even give it a chance to use their weapons when they cleverly attacked the enemy from different sides. One bird grabbed by the tail, the other by the head, and in such a way as to avoid the risk of being bitten. That's it. 2 birds dealt with a poisonous snake in less than a minute. There are 2 things that you can always look at: the way the fire burns, the way the water flows, and how the crane chases 2 tigers around an enclosure as if they were naughty little kittens. Just look at how the attempts of these striped cats ended up remembering their hunting instincts. The crane immediately showed that they had contacted the wrong opponent. It didn't hesitate for a second and instantly launched a counterattack at the first signs of unhealthy curiosity on the part of carnivorous beasts. Just look at how the crane uses all its advantages in a fight with tigers. Each predator is about 25 times larger than the bird. But the crane spreads its huge wings, aggressively advances, and threatens with its long, sharp beak. It's as if a German shepherd could beat 2 hippopotamuses. The complete advantage in physical strength and the strengths of the opponent for the crane is nothing. It chases the adult predatory cats, the biggest panthers in the world, and they just run away from him in a panic. It's almost as if the bird is just having fun and mocking the confused and humiliated large predators. While they can be understood, a well-aimed blow to the head could deprive a tiger of its eye, but all the same, the forces of these opponents are incomparable. With one blow of the paw, the tiger could sweep away the feathered aggressor and immediately have a snack after that. But no, The strength of character in this fight is clearly unequivocally on the side of the bird, which pursues its opponents until it gets bored and shows with all its appearance that now it is its aviary. Theoretically, wild animals should be afraid of machinery and machines. Huge pieces of metal that look strange, make unnatural, frightening noises, and move very fast. But practice is at odds with theory. This representative of the crow's family is a clear hater of drones and other noisy equipment. And he expresses his attitude towards them radically. The bird swoops down on the drone and starts digging into its iron and plastic insides right in the air. The goal is clear. The feathered vandal just wants to shoot down the aircraft. And we can understand him. The drone makes an annoying noise, interferes with its hunting, and simply infuriates the bird. So cases of bird attacks on drones are becoming more and more frequent every year. The reason is simple. The first shock from the appearance of these buzzing pieces of garbage in the sky has passed. The birds have actually gotten used to the fact that drones do not pose a serious threat. Therefore, they're trying to get rid of the unpleasant neighborhood. And the pilot of this drone clearly did not understand what was bothering someone, but it was too late. After a sudden fall from such a huge height, only a pile of debris remained from this car. Well, here it will not be possible to file a lawsuit for damage to someone else's property, because the bird does not care about it. The only positive thing is the opportunity to see the bird attack from the point of view of the victim of aggression, but without the risk of injury. Don't you agree? These recordings look impressive, but you are glad that these birds aren't attacking people, but only lifeless equipment. To be honest, we are even grateful to this bird. It showed us that people should think about not polluting the sky with their toys. And how do you feel about this situation? Maybe you support the bird and, on occasion, would help her and shoot down the drone with a well-aimed stone throw? Or vice versa? Are you a pilot and do you like to do aerial photography? Answer in the comments, we're interested to know your opinion. The black panther is a case of mutation, due to which the color of the predatory large cat becomes much darker than the usual ones of its species. That is, it is not a different species, but simply predatory cats which outwardly differ from its relatives. Interestingly enough, black panthers are born in two species that are thousands of miles or thousands of kilometers apart. Leopards that live in Africa and Asia, as well as jaguars that live in South America. Although these cats may seem similar because of their spotted color, in fact they are not very similar to each other at all. The jaguar is much larger, it also differs in physique, and there are black dots inside its spots. The leopard is smaller, tighter, more elegant, and its spots look like rings or solid black dots. The black leopard is no anatomically different from the usual one. There is an opinion that they can become more aggressive, but it's not confirmed by facts and research. And they can also look a little bit different. There are individuals whose skin is really almost black. And there are leopards whose fur is dark brown, and then black spots will stand out perfectly against its background. In any case, the unusual color does not prevent either leopards or jaguars from disguising themselves in the jungle. Maybe it even helps. Therefore, if white tigers and lions hardly survive in nature due to difficulties with laying to the victim, then black spotted cats, on the contrary, are successful predators. When the black panther goes out to fight, it looks epic, as if a piece of the night got claws and fangs. This leopard underestimated the aggression of a black relative who came to drive him away from his territory. The black panther was so brave that he decided to arrange a fight right in the crown of a tree at a very great height. A large adult hyena is larger than a teenage leopard. When a pair of spotted predators wanted to take away her food, the hyena decided not to run away and not defend herself, but to attack and eat the leopard. This was a mistake. Although the young cat is inferior to the mother hyena in size, its strength should not have been underestimated. The leopard repulsed the aggressor with powerful blows of its paws and alone coped with her attack. Meanwhile, the second leopard stole the food. The teamwork is 100% effective. And this is despite the fact that after having finally matured, Leopards usually live independently and do not unite in groups. Maybe in vain? If the leopard played role-playing games, he would probably choose his characters assassins or ninjas. And it's not just a phenomenal talent to disappear from under the noses of enemies. It's about pragmatism. While the lion goes into a frontal attack on the opponent, wolves fight in whole packs, and tigers attack bears. The leopards avoid wasting energy. He's not lazy, just why bother when it's not necessary? Therefore, if a competitor tries to take away prey, and there are no trees nearby, the leopard may well throw lunch and run away so as not to fight. But this is not cowardice, but calculation. Don't you believe it? This hyena also thought that the leopard would run away. She underestimated the enemy and made a fatal mistake. Without the cover of a dozen more relatives, the hyena itself is a tasty prey for this pragmatic assassin from the world of wildlife. It doesn't even look like a fight. Against a cruel and strong leopard, one hyena is simply helpless. The main trump card of the leopard is his ability and agility combined with an incredible ability to sneak up. These impalas felt safe. And you can understand them. They can run so fast that only a cheetah can catch up with them, and then with great difficulty and with all the effort. And in terms of maneuverability, they have no equal among mammals at all. The impala is able to turn 180 degrees on the run with almost no loss of speed, jump over the pursuer, dodge the claws of a predator for a fraction of a second before impact. Impala eyes, like many ungulates, are located on the side of the head for better coverage. The field of view of this ungulate is much better than that of most animals. This feature allows you to notice the threat in advance, even if it creeps up from the back. You could literally see what's behind your shoulder blade if you had such an eyesight. But you know what? The leopard doesn't care about all these advantages. The impala just didn't know who was hiding in these thickets. If the leopard is within striking distance, the impala's speed no longer matters. How did he manage to sneak up so close if the impala sees what is behind her back? Disguising a leopard is almost an art. He becomes almost invisible thanks to his spotted skin, and, most importantly, the ability to freeze with his whole body and not move for a very long time. And when the leopard is already close enough, a single jump, and he breaks the impala's spine or wrings his neck with one crushing jerk. The leopard is a master of ambushes. But what happens if someone tries to sneak up on him? This lion saw a competitor who decided to get a nap. The lion is about 3 times more massive and much stronger, so if he catches a leopard, he can deal with it within a few minutes. So now the lion's task is to sneak up on the spotted competitor unnoticed. A step, another step, then another, and now the leopard is within striking distance. Are you worried about him, or do you wish good luck to the Leo? Who are you rooting for in this case? It seems that in a second, the King of Beasts will be celebrating victory, but at the very last moment, the leopard wakes up, and now the sharp, powerful claws of the leopard are already flying into the lion's eyes. He doesn't want a long fight. A lightning-fast, furious rebuff to knock down the attacking rush of the enemy, and the leopard is already fleeing. His life was hanging by a thread, but excellent reflexes and a bit of luck saved the leopard. The lion just didn't know who he was messing with. Even during sleep, the leopard remains vigilant. A whole column of people and cars impresses any predator. Even a pack of hyenas is afraid to approach a large cluster of 2-legged loud creatures that could also be armed. Wild animals know that you need to be afraid of loud cars, guns, and people who deal with all of this. Therefore, a noisy and numerous team of people was not afraid of anyone, just like their pets. It turned out in vain. The usual composure and pragmatism that is inherent in leopards completely denies them when it comes to dogs. For some mysterious reason, spotted cats fiercely hate dogs and try to deal with them at every opportunity. Neither hyenas nor lions dared to attack a group of people, although they clearly had a lot of food that could be taken away. The leopard has dared more than once. The camera lens often shows cases when a leopard risks himself and enters cities, enters a yard, or even a residential building to track down and grab a dog. Moreover, large individuals do not frighten him, but only tease him. During such outings, the leopard pursues only one goal: to deal with the dog that allowed itself to enter the territory of a predator because it thought that people would protect it. The leopard does not care about the danger so much that he is able to attack the dog right under the feet of armed people or under the door of their home. In order to sneak up unnoticed, the leopard in such cases has to use all his skills. But it looks epic. The leopard seems to appear out of nowhere, as if he had opened some kind of portal, and immediately rushes into battle to have time to strangle the dog before people even realize what happened. Surprisingly, this is not a strange habit of one individual, but the behavior of virtually the entire species. Such episodes of brazen and desperate attacks on dogs are found from time to time throughout the habitat of leopards. Sometimes the spotted cat manages to cope with the enemy, sometimes the dog is successfully rescued, but in any case, the leopard has a hard time. To get into the environment, to give yourself away, to cause fear and anger among a lot of armed people is a so-so plan. Regardless of whether the attack on the dog was successful, saving your own skin after that is still a task. But as you can see, the leopard is willing to take any risk. What do you think this is related to? Let us know in the comments. Maybe you have the answer to the riddle.